Hey, what's happening, guys? I've got a little FM radio kit build for us today. We're going to take a look at it here, but I want to tell you first that this video is sponsored by Solderstick wire connections. And we'll talk more about them later on in the video. So this is the DIY FM radio soldering kit. Not a lot of information. Step 1, install the TEA 5767 metal film resistor, potentiometer. Okay. There is a QR code manual here. So if there's any help we need, we can look it up there. Let's see what's in the box. Well, we have a speaker and all the nuts and bolts, which are now collected with the speaker. That's one way to make sure you don't lose them. Looks like we got a little bendy damage there. Let's see what we can do about that. Oh yeah, that's real soft, so no trouble putting that back into place. This will, of course, be our acrylic case for the radio. They have paper on. Yeah. I hate doing these. But these are peeling off a heck of a lot easier than the brown paper ones. Holy cow. Yeah, I like this a lot better. I'm going to peel all these off. I'll be back. Okay, that's all taken care of. So let's see what we got in the wow. That bag sealed very nicely. Got a USB. Got a couple of ICs. We got a 4-digit 7-segment display. Here's our very nice little circuit board. Yeah, LM386, that's our other IC for an audio amplifier. And we've got a selection of components. You too. All right, we're going to start with resistors because they are the smallest components on the board. And I'm going to get started by measuring them. Yeah, of course that's dead. Luckily, I say luckily, I keep my feathers numbered for just such an occasion. 220 ohms. So, do we have a 220 ohm? Or is that 220 kilo ohms? 220 kilo ohms. And that goes there. And we'll figure out what this resistor is. So we'll put it into the T7 as well. .7 ohms. 4.7 ohms. I'm getting all these single resistors, these stragglers, out of the way first. 987.5. So it's like 1K. Do we have a 1K spot? Yep, right there. Come on. There we go. All right. So let us begin by soldering in those resistors. So if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know that since 2018, most of my family is gone. My dad, godfather and uncle, another uncle, my mom. That leaves me with like 2 aunts left. Well, the one is 88 years old and she is in a nursing home, can't walk anymore. And last Sunday, my 70-year-old aunt called me, like 6:30 in the evening, and said she fell and thinks she broke her ankle. Yeah, she definitely broke her ankle in 5 places. So she had to have surgery, what's called an ORIF, where they put in plates and screws. So she's been in the hospital for a week. They're planning to move her to a nursing home for rehab today. And they're going to move her to the same one that my great aunt is in. It's her aunt, my great aunt. Man. When it rains, it pours. But she's in good spirits and it'll be okay. You'll notice that I'm doing like 3 or 4 of these at a time. Then I'm stopping and doing it again. And the reason for that is I don't want to miss any, which is very easy to do. At least for me anyway. So I just do a couple at a time. And that way it's just easier for me to see if I missed anything, which so far I haven't. Yeah. So today is, February, what do we call that day? Valentine's Day. Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day. I believe I will probably not celebrate it. I did order this snack box called the Crave Box with 45 different types of snacks in it. I sent it to Blake up at Pitt for Valentine's Day, and yeah, it's gonna be about it for me. I may get flowers for my aunts tomorrow or today, but that's about the end of it. I was never much of a Valentine's Day fan anyway. Just seems like a made up holiday to sell cards and flowers and candy and make men feel bad. Makes women feel bad too, especially if they're alone on the day. I do not mind. I've been divorced since 2008, and I don't ever see me getting married again. I don't even see me being in a relationship again, to tell you the truth. If I need some companionship, I can just rent it. This is a nice board. Done a really nice job here with this. So we got 2 more of these 10Ks. Always makes me nervous when there's extras, but we will find out if there's any we're missing. Because as we get closer and, closer to the end of the build, it gets easier to see the unpopulated footprints. Building kits is one of the things I really enjoy doing, especially to relax. Get your mind off your worries and lets you concentrate on something, which I think is really important. That's one of the reasons I enjoy music so much. When you're playing music, that's really all you're thinking about. So, looks pretty good. I guess we'll move on to something else next, right? All right, I think next up we're going to tackle this little surface mount subboard. It's got the castellated edges on it. Let's get a solder stand out here. And we'll put this in it so we have a little better access here. I'm going to start by applying some flux. And then I am going to tin one pad. Then we'll bring in the subboard, daughter board, whatever you want to call it. Try and get that tacked in place. Yes, too far over. That's better. Get another one of these tacked in here. Then we can come back and solder this one in properly and move down the line. The flux should help with preventing solder bridges. All right, now we'll inspect it. I don't see any bridges, so that's pretty good. All right, moving along. I'm going to go ahead and put the sockets in next. We'll start with the socket for the LM386, which is the audio amplifier. These pins are all bent up and gespinked out here. There we go. That's better. Looking for my blue tack. I've got a couple pieces of metal in there. That'll stab you in the finger. There we go. Get these guys soldered in here real nice. Nothing to it. And we'll do the other one. This is for the STC microcontroller. Get it tacked in, and then I won't make you watch me solder all these in. Alright, let's start putting in some of the capacitors. We'll start with these little ceramic capacitors. These are marked 104, so that's a 100 nano. One goes there. Man, these legs are all bent up. Two more go down there. One here. And one here. All right, I'll solder these in. You don't have to watch. All right, let's move on to transistors. Get them fitted into their places. These are S9012 transistors, which are PNP transistors. And they are being used to switch the segments of the LED display. They are polarized, so you have to make sure you get them in the right order. All right, I'll solder these in and I'll be back. Okay, well, let's move on and do some electrolytic capacitors. Here's 100 microfarad. is another 100 microfarad. These are polarized, and these are facing in different directions, so pay attention and be careful. Here is a 10 microfarad. Get these guys in here. We'll get them soldered in. So I saw on the news last night that the train derailment in East Palestine, the EPA has now determined that there are 3 more terrifying chemicals that have been released. And they're saying some of it has gotten into the river. And that's where everybody in this valley gets their water from, so that's not great. But I generally buy bottled water, so I'm not very concerned about that in particular, but the fact that all these chemicals have been released into the Ohio River is a horrible thing. The Ohio River is huge. I mean, I think it's the second largest river in the United States, next to the Mississippi. Wow. Okay, we got one more 100 microfarad capacitor to throw in over here. Get that guy soldered in real quick. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the geography of this area, Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania kind of all come together. And running right down between them all is the Ohio River, which starts in Pittsburgh at the confluence of the Allegheny and the Monongahela rivers. They come together at a place called Point State Park, and they've become the Ohio River. So that's kind of cool. Eh? All right, next up, we got a switch. So yeah, Pittsburgh is north of here, about 45 miles. It is the closest major city to us. Even though I'm in Ohio, you might think, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati. No, Cleveland is 2 hours away. Columbus is over 3 hours away. Cincinnati is about 5 hours away. Pittsburgh, 40 minutes. So even though we're in Ohio, we kind of operate here as like a bedroom community for Pittsburgh. Because unless you work for like one of the big hospitals, or here in Toronto we have Titanium Metals Corporation, TiMet. There's really not a lot of places to work around here. There's a Walmart distribution center. But, really, as far as major industry goes, there's none left here. So, a lot of people, and for years, myself included, lived here, worked in Pittsburgh. About 6 miles down the road, almost where you get on the bridge to cross the river, is a park and ride where people, leave their vehicles and carpool to Pittsburgh. Some places even have like vans that'll come get you and stuff like that. Pretty cool. All right, we got some switches to put in. These are some very, very, very long switches. I'm sure to facilitate going through the case, you know. So we will get them soldered in. Give you a nice close-up. It's really easy. That's all you got to do. Just let it flow. Okay. What's next? We got an LED. Which is, you know, probably either for power, or it could be a tuning indicator, but my guess is it's for power. We'll find out. Okay. So next, we have our tuning thing. This is apparently a resistor. Which for some reason looks to me like it's supposed to go on the back of the board. Let's see what it says. Install gear potentiometer at R5. The reason I'm saying that is it has these little tabs here that seem to want to align there, but man, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can find some more information. Here's the online instruction sheet. And if we look here, you can see that the gear potentiometer goes on top, but it doesn't give you any real information about what to do with it. So, I guess I'm just going to bend them down. Bend them down and hope for the best, right? Oh, guys, I am so ready for spring. We've had a really crummy winter here. We didn't even get, to enjoy a lot of snow. There's been a lot of cold. A lot of rain, a lot of mud. Not a lot of snow, so I don't know. Okay. We have a keycap that goes on our switch here. Oh, it just jumped right off, didn't it? There we go. Okay, so next, we need to put in the display. Luckily, it's very well marked. And this should just about be the end of our soldering. We should be able to plug this thing in and test it out. Oh no, we're going to have to solder wires onto the speaker yet. All right, let me trim them up. Okay, well, it is all put together. Let's apply some power. Cross our fingers and press the power button. Wow, this sucks. It's going to take a month of Sundays to tune this thing like this. Trying to get to 103.5, which is the local radio station. So there's the volume. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't like the fact that the display turns off after a few seconds, though. All right, guys, I think this video has gone on quite long enough. I'm going to put the case together off camera. Maybe I'll show it in a short or something. Now, a message from our sponsor. I would like to thank Solderstick for sponsoring this video. If you're unfamiliar with Solderstick, they make fast and convenient ways to connect wires with minimal tools. They have the butt connectors. You place your wire in each end here, heat them up, solders them together, insulates and glues them. Can't beat that. They also have ring terminals and eyelet terminals. Excellent for terminating wires in your car or boat. And spade connectors. One of my favorites, I like to use them. because they provide a positive connection and they're really easy to put together. They have instructions on here that tells you how easy it is to do everything. They have worldwide free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. And just for you guys for watching, down below there's a discount code. So check out Solderstick if you will. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was a fun little build. It took me about 45 minutes to solder everything together. Depending on your skill level, it could take you that long. It could take you less. It could take you more. You just never know. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Feel free to like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Again, a big thanks to Solderstick for sponsoring the video. Big thanks to you guys for watching. That's it. I'm out. Peace.